Hi, this is Mark, Tall Mark 1, and it's now 18 days uh, before I have my lap band surgery. I'm really happy to be having it, you know, haha, happy. I mean, I said to somebody the other day, I'm excited, and they said, wow, well, I don't know if I'd be excited to have to go under the knife. But, it's been a long time coming, and it's been really a very difficult roller coaster of a journey till this point, and uh, I'm just now ready to commit to. I've been ready the last week or so, just to commit to it, to know that it's definitely happening. And tonight I came home from work just a few minutes ago, and I realized that the whole day at work I was just really uh, blurred in my mind. I was disoriented, and I kept trying to think, well, did I have any sugar the day before? Did I have something that would have really set this off? Because I have allergies basically to sugar and white flour and things like that, and especially to just sugary substances. And I really didn't overdo it on sugar yesterday, but when I think about it, I know that I went to a Mexican restaurant for lunch, and I had a burrito, and I had refried beans and stuff like that, and the encasing of it all. So I imagine there must have been some sugar in there somewhere, but I had you know enough of it so that today I was really disoriented throughout the day, and I don't like being that way, especially on a work day. Um, I when I used to be into sugar and all of that stuff on a regular basis, I guess I'd be the equivalent of a weekend drunk. I'd be like trying to keep myself together during the week so I can get my job done, and then going off on the weekend and having and going crazy, and knowing that by Saturday night, Sunday morning it had to stop because I had to get my mind back together for Monday. And I'm not like that anymore, and I'm really happy about that. And I, basically have been watching myself as far as my food and the types of food that I can have for the last year since I originally thought I was going to have the surgery. And I actually have dropped about 17 pounds since 1 year ago now, so that's really good. And I've kept the weight off despite the fact that I have some serious health issues with regards to mobility because I have a very bad knee, all kinds of problems with my knee, and I am basically at this point walking with a cane. Uh, and I have my good days and my bad days, and the last couple of days have been pretty bad. But I anyway, the good news was as I was walking through the door, it sort of hit me that once I have this surgery, it's not going to be a matter of there's not going to be any gray days as far as what kind of food I can have. Buddy, calm down. Buddy, buddy. Oh, well. Anyway, there's not going to be any gray situations. I mean, it's going to be very black and white. I know exactly what I'm going to be able to have to eat. I'm only going to have that stuff in the house. I'm going to make sure that I stick to what I need to stick to, and that's going to be like a real blessing because that means that instead of having disoriented days, that should go away because at least as far as being caused by food, because it's just not going to be an option for me anymore to have something and not to know what's really in it. I mean, I'm just going to have what I need to have in the small quantities that I need to have it in. I'm going to drink that 64 ounces of water a day every single day, and that should help also just flush me out and be clean and non-toxic, as it were. And that's going to be a real good thing for me. I know that that's going to as I start to lose the weight even beforehand when I'm like in that kind of a state, I'll have more energy and all of that. Went to the gym twice this holiday weekend. I went on Thursday morning and I went again on Sunday afternoon, and I did my swimming. Found it kind of tough to do as much as I could do. I did 12 laps, excuse me, on Sunday. I, I think I did 14 laps on Thursday. Um, but I know I won't be able to swim for about 3 weeks or so after I have the surgery while the incisions heal, and that's too bad because right now with my bad knee, that's really the way that I get most of my exercise is swimming. And but once that clears up, I'll be able to go swimming again, and I think I need to do it, fairly often. I'm not saying every day, but at least every other day I need to go and do that because it's the only thing I can do until I have better mobility with my knee. And I'm really hoping that as a year or so passes and I lose the weight, that I do have much better mobility with my knee because I would really like to go back and play volleyball again, which is something that I absolutely love to do. So that's where I'm at today. 18 days and counting. Excited. One more thing. I saw there's another person who has a blog, and I don't really want to mention the name of their blog, but I was really, when I found him, uh, he had already put on about 5 years of videos, and I was started by watching some of the earlier videos, and he was, about 125 pounds overweight, young guy, 24, and he was a nice guy. He was a real nice guy, real sincere, a sweet guy, and he didn't have the lap band surgery or any other surgery. He just wanted to start losing, and he kept the blog going. Ultimately, he was featured on cable television, on I believe on MTV on a show. Not to mention any names, but again, he was a real sweet guy, real sincere about his motives and his and what he was doing with his life. And he was gay, and like me, and he didn't really actually mention being gay until he had actually lost a bulk of the weight, at least as far as I know, because I haven't listened to all of his blogs. But you know what started to happen with him, with this individual, is he lost all this weight. He looked entirely different. He started drinking. He started being negative on the blogs. He was on other people's blogs, and he was being really nasty and negative and bitchy, if you will. And and he was becoming an alcoholic. And I felt like, it's too bad. This guy was such a sweetheart before he lost the weight. Even when he had first lost the bulk of the weight, he seemed like a really nice guy. Seemed like he really had, you could feel for him what he was going through. And then all of a sudden he became uh, this totally different person. I don't want to say anything nasty, but he became this totally different person. Even his affectations have changed. His voice had changed. He became more whiny, and I feel bad for him. And I sort of, even though I just found him online, on the blogs, I really felt, you know, that he was doing great and everything, and then I just felt that he had sort of lost his way, and I don't want to lose my way. I mean, I consider myself a fairly nice guy. I have some negative thoughts now and then because, of everything that's going on in my life, but I'm hopeful that losing the weight is not going to make me change like losing the weight made him change. I certainly don't want to become an alcoholic, and although I know that won't happen, and I just don't want to. I don't want to have a drastic change like that. I do want drastic changes in my life. I want to be able to get out there and do things, etc., etc. But I don't want to become, this totally different kind of character. And that's where I'm at this evening. I wish him the best, of course, and I thank you for subscribing. Please, if you like what you hear, please subscribe to me and friend me as well, because I really need all the support I can have at this juncture. And and I, you know, I'm out there for you as well. Thank you very much, and talk to you again real soon.